What's up, fellas? We got a World Cup of Pokemon tiebreaker. Semifinals, Germany versus Spain. They went to 5-5, so it's a best of 3. One ORAS game and one gen of each team's choosing. You can choose ORAS again, and that's what one of the teams did. And the other tier will be GSC. Now, this is the first ORAS game. This is SoulWind against Steve Angello. SoulWind reppin' Spain. I said reppin' instead of reppin'. I'm real thug-like. And Steve Angello reppin' Germany. So, while Steve is known for his pretty fearsome offenses, he's running your bog standard balance this time, while SoulWind's running some bulky offense with the unconventional Togekiss. He can slow it down with Slowbro as well, with some needed tanking ability for dangerous Pokemon such as DD's X. I mean, he does have Heatran, but Heatran is not the best X counter, as experience will tell you, unfortunately. So, Steve's looking to be running a Mega Slowbro, nothing else on his team Megas unless it's Mega Tar, but I think he really needs that Scarf for, fast pokes such as Starmie, and, I mean, not that, he doesn't beat a lot of what Scarf Tar already beats, but, it's really good to have a lot of speed, or not a lot of speed. 364 isn't that fast anymore, but it's good to have speed. Getting rid of it. And also, it will pursue Starmie that tries to spin on Heatran. So, Heatran versus Clefable. This could be Roxtran for SoulWind. It could just be, I don't know, Scarf. It's like his only choice for a Scarfer other than maybe Garchomp, which I don't think is Scarfed. And if he doesn't have one, then I guess he does have Slowbro to fall back on and a lot of speed boosting dudes, but Lopunny, I guess Lopunny as your fastest dude isn't bad, because once it Megas, it is 405 speed. That's quite a lot. So, depending on Heatran set, Clefable still wants to get out of here and scout a little bit. Steve's got counters out the ass to this. He's got his own Tran, which, I mean, doesn't get taunted, but it can slow the game down and pivot out. He's got Tar, he's got Slowbro, he's got Spadef Gliscor. Once it gets its Toxic Orb activated, it can switch into Tran with impunity. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it right there, as he does. Switches Gliscor, and SoulWind gets the upper hand with Slowbro. I guess switching into Lava Plume wasn't something he was super thrilled about, but he managed to avoid it for the time being. And Gliscor with Spadef can beat non-Calm Mind Slowbro one-on-one. If it's got Taunt or Knockoff and Toxic, and especially Swords Dance, that's the one I'm expecting. Slowbro almost never runs Ice Beam, and if it's got Calm Mind, it probably wins. Almost definitely wins. So, but if it's just Scalding without any way to boost, then Gliscor SD roosts in his face, because its bulk is absurd, and Poison Heal, giving back 12%, is nuts as well. Steve smartly goes the safe route, switching to Clefable. Gonna force the Slowbro out of the threat of Calm Mind. Maybe he's gonna try to double on it, make something happen. He does. He goes to Ferrothorn, although I'm not sure why he'd go there if he was predicting Heatran. Maybe he wasn't predicting Heatran. Maybe he was expecting Slowbro to stay in Calm Mind to fend off the threat of Calm Mind Clefable, and try to get Ferrothorn in on that. But SoulWind's just gonna throw out some more Scald, catching the double, and getting the burn. I love Scald. It's a great move. Totally not annoying as shit. It's very fun for the metagame and balanced. However, I don't think SoulWind's team is Defog. He's better off Nasty Plot sweeping with Togekiss, and so those spikes are really going to hurt everything except the Togekiss, which happens to be Rock's weak. So Gliscor gets his free switch in here as Pharaoh is forced to run, and SoulWind takes that to get him Rocks of his own. Steve doesn't have Defog either. I highly doubt... Actually, no, this can't be Defog Gliscor, because I believe it's illegal with Poison Heal. So we're just not seeing hazards go off in this game, I would assume. I mean, it could be Defog Togekiss, but I really don't doubt it. Especially since Nasty Plot is his best... Nasty Plot is by far its best set. Other funky shit, I don't know, Specs, Scarf, Baton Passing Nasty Plot could be cool, I guess, but that still counts as Nasty Plotter. Anyway, the standard set, popularized by Boomboggy. I still had Pass on the brain from Baton Passing Nasty Plot. But yeah, Togekiss is a good switch into Gliscor, sort of. I mean, there's the T-Tar to force it out, but rocks aren't up yet, and he can't really pursue it since Togekiss is fairy flying now, something I forget about often. And resists dark. Excuse me. Anyway, that facade hits really hard, but Togekiss is faster. It does run quite a bit of speed, about 264 if I'm remembering correctly. You know, for Metagross, the Odd Breloom, Metagross pre-Mega, rather, and Jolly Bisharp, and it just generally outruns a lot of stuff, like Mews that aim for 263. It can creep, obviously, but it runs a lot of defense, too, and that's, he roots getting the lower roll on the facade, so he could flinch it and be out of the next facade range, so he could maybe, I don't know, Nasty Plot again, so he could keep flinching it, without fear of dying if he doesn't. But yeah, Steve switches his Tyranitar into the +2 Air Slash, and with Rocks, SoulWind chips off a nice 30%. So, he can't be pursued here. I mean, he can, but that would just be a really free switch to something else. So, I think SoulWind's going to switch to Garchomp here, since it resists Stone Edge, and I guess Slowbro is also good. Slowbro would be a good move, because it can regen out, and no way T-Tur's using Crunch here. You can scout the move, and, I mean, Spikes sort of annoys it, but those Spikes were going down, so he's just going to have to deal with it. As for other things, now that we know that Heatran is Stealth Rocker, then we can assume the Garchomp could be either Scarf if he wants the speed, or some sort of SD set. And Raikou can be anything from Specs to Assault Vest, which I think sucks, to Calm Mind, Volt Switch. So here comes Slowbro, and Stone Edge. So, Slowbro is going to pivot out into Garchomp here, I would assume. I mean, he can also slack off, or he can, you know, start Calm Minding, I guess, now that Ferrothorn is burnt. Nah, it's too early, because Ferrothorn will still annoy it with Leeching. He's just going to have to slack off. I would slack off, or if he's got something like T-Wave, I would use that to cripple Clefable coming in, if he wants to go there. I mean, he could go Pharaoh, because he wants more spikes, and look how Spike Sweet someone's team is. An offensive team like that isn't just like bam, 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 that you have to focus on more like chipping the Pokemon in front of you at the moment, than a slower offensive team like this, then you get those hazards up and they're just on such a timer, it's going to be really hard to break through. So, he could just be like, you know, fuck it, I'm overloading with spikes. Yup, there's Pharaoh, or we can see Slack, we're seeing T-Wave, I guess he was trying to catch that Clefable after all. Because also, if T-Wave Clefable is the set Steve is running, then he cannot switch his counter into it, Heatran, because that will just lose. So, if he mentions T-Wave Clefable, then it won't matter as much that Heatran is paired. So, Pharaoh absorbs it, Slowbro's not getting any health back, so Steve got it right there, and he's going to throw down another layer of spikes. So, Pharaoh's getting chipped, but at the same time, he's also chipping SoulWind a lot, and he's got, you know, the Gliscor to just wall this to eternity. Oh, here comes Garchomp. Did he expect Slowbro or something? Or no, he expected Heatran. I was saying, that's what I meant. Not fucking Slowbro. Garchomp is Slowbro. Laugh track. Anyway, so Heatran, he gets that right. He was pivoting out of Heatran, because, I mean, Gliss is a good switch, and if Garchomp doesn't really want to fight Gliscor one-on-one, a lot of Steve's team doesn't want to fight Garchomp one-on-one, but this is one of the dudes that doesn't. I guess, yeah, him and T-Tar. So, we'll say that he's getting the free SD here. If he's Scarfed, then I don't see how he's breaking through this at all. Oh, there's SD. So, Slowbro, I'm assuming, is going to Mega here, so the odds of SoulWind critting him and winning just don't exist anymore, because Shell Armor is, like, that's easily the best thing about Mega Slowbro. No, not its 180 base defense, which is like 504, if I'm remembering correctly. Not that anyone really maxes it out, but I guess some people do for when it's regular Slowbro. A lot of people like to run Spadef for abusing Calm Mind. So, yeah, this is gonna just... Earthquake is gonna hurt, but Slowbro, then again, he needs a Scald Burn to get rid of it. Oh wow, that does so much. He's Life Orb. Scald Burn. I love Scald. Scald is great, am I right? Told you I had a laugh track installed on my phone a few videos back. I don't know which one, but I'm certain I've said it by now. Anyway, so Scald. Wow, that's Such a great move, and I think that is a SPDF-ish Mega Slowbro, judging from how much it took from that Earthquake. Because, like, if you think about it, like, 394 HP, 504 defense does, like, incredible things. Like, I can't even describe how absurd it is, but, yeah, the burn really screws SoulWind over, and now Steve even gets rocks out of this exchange. Because he's just going to switch Heatran in, absorb the outrage. Because I guess he didn't want to, which is fair on SoulWind's part, I guess. But it would have been cool to delay rocks even more, but I guess he didn't want Gliscor switching in for free, but I don't think Steve was going to risk that. Especially since he has a Tyranitar to revenge if need be, if he doesn't want to take damage on anything. So, yeah, Steve's got rocks, and that burn really sucked. And speaking of Tartar Revenge, then after Garchomp takes one more Life Orb hit, I'm not sure if Pursuit would have killed, but even if he does, then one, rocks still aren't up, and he's taken even more damage from the Stealth Rock switch in and the Rough Skin, unless he has Earthquake. He doesn't have Earthquake. No way. I don't think ORAS or XY Scarftar really runs that. Ever. So, or almost ever. I've probably seen it once or twice. But, yeah, Lopunny's in, and I don't like High Jump Kick Lopunny at all. Because in situations like this, where there's a Heatran that might protect, I don't think Taunt Protect is a thing, but we don't know if Steve's Heatran has Taunt yet. So, you never know. It could be Protect Roar, the good old set from Black and White. It could be Toxic Protect. It could be Protect Taunt, I suppose. Protect Will-O-Wisp. Earthquake, Earth Power Protect. But Lopunny has to skirt around the possibility of this Heatran being Protect, and yup, there's Frustration. And now he's going to get Toxic, and now he's on a timer. I'm not sure about the Heatran having Protect now, since I think it would have used it there, because even if it doesn't High Jump Kick, then you just go to Clefable on the next fighting move. And if this Lopunny had Power Punch, I think, or has it rather, then it definitely would have been better to use it there. My personal favorite is Power Punch, Drain Punch, and it would have been really, really solid there. Here, yep, there's High Jump Kick, Hujk, and it would have been really nice for not dying. So, yeah, here's Clefable, and he's going to take a lot from this Frustration, but nothing he can't Soft Boil off. So, Lopunny's, I mean, this is just a classic example of a team flailing around and just struggling to beat, a strong, balanced team. It's as standard as you get, but it's powerful, you know? So, I'm really seeing Steve winning this. This is really bad for SoulWind right now. He can still pull out a miracle, but excuse me. Anyway, there's Power Up Punch. I don't know, man. I think that might have been better on Heatran. He would have been in better shape. So now this +1 return, or Frustration rather, is gonna hurt, but no dice. It only kills the crit, even though the Clefable is gonna be more SPDF inclined, because it needs that for Kyurem B. Since Ferrothorn doesn't love taking Life Orb Ice Beams when it'd rather be dealing with other things and getting free spikes rather than barely hanging on or taking bigger hits. So Clefable's going to Soft Boil that off as Lopunny succumbs to Poison. So the thing about switching to Heatran here is that Gliscor just walls it for days on end, and SoulWind doesn't really want to switch into it. And Togekiss could be good here if he goes for T-Wave, because he'll cripple Clefable, which is always good, and Full Parachance can help something like Raikou beat it later. Or he can cripple the Tyranitar switch in, because I don't think that, I guess Steve could, like, go halfway and go Tran, but he's got to make something happen. He can fish for full paras on Heatran to get back to full and shit. Or, para flinching with Air Slash. I mean, it'll take a lot of luck, but, you know, that's the name of Togekiss' game. So, let's see what's coming in. I think it's like I can see maybe Calm on Raikou pulling out a miracle, maybe, because he could, like, Lauren T-Tar, barely live a hit, bring it down with +1 Thunderbolt, and it would beat Clefable, I'd assume, with pressure and the good special bulk and Thunderbolts, you know, threatening. Unless, you know, someone crit first, but if that person who crit first was SoulWind, then it'd be good for him, unless he wasn't high enough with leftovers to live Scarf Dart Stone Edge, but I think he would be, if after they'd calm-minded enough, so. Togekiss comes in. But yeah, if he could get Tyranitar out of the way, then Togekiss could definitely win. But it comes in now, and he's forced to roost, almost. I guess, you know, T-Wave, it's cool, but what if he goes to Heatran instead of Tyranitar? Are you really just gonna spam Air Slash? Especially because if you spam Air Slash versus the Heatran, because you gotta roost, you can't roost to keep yourself healthy, otherwise you'll get toxic, then, you know, that's a really free switch in for Tyranitar, so I don't think you can really T-Wave here. You gotta roost, and that makes Tyranitar an even more appealing switch. There you go. There's T-Tar. On SoulWind's Roost. I guess it might not have T-Wave, but what else is he gonna do? You know, Nasty Plot, Baton Pass? Aura Sphere, maybe? I guess? I don't know. HP Steel for Diancie. That sounds like a joke, but in SPL, CBB 1 week was Theory Modding, leading with Specs Togekiss with HP Steel, and just killing Diancie, who thought it didn't have to protect, as it Mega Evolved. Yeah, Tyranitar has the easiest Stone Edge ever here, as it's Slowbro's too weak to switch into it with Spikes up, and Raikou obviously gets raped, and Heatran can't stand up to it, obviously, so something dies here, barring Stone Edge luck. And if he T-Waved there, then he would be able to not just, you know, para-flinch it while it goes for a move that's inaccurate as is, but he could also roost on it a couple times. But now something meets its end via Stone Edge. You know, 80% of the time anyway, or so I'm told. Stone Edge, am I right? Every couple times I open this, then it gives me the stupid fucking ad. My apologies. So, rip Togekiss. That's a shame. And now, I mean, he can't even like, kill this T-Tar. The most he can do is threaten T-Wave the Slowbro. This Raikou obviously loses. Heatran can hope for a burn, but even then it's just getting ransacked by Stone Edge, and Clefable will appreciate the sweep. If it goes down or even takes a lot of damage like it's about to. You can also... Slowbro and T-Wave is the only thing, I think. And since it's T-Wave Slowbro, the odds of it having Calm Mind go way the hell down. Since the odds of the Slowbro counter not having a way to... Slowbro counter. The Keldeo counter not having a way to hit Keldeo in Psyshock would really suck. And also, I guess he could... T-Wave cheese his way through Clefable, assuming that Clef didn't have T-Wave itself, but I'm just not seeing likelihood. Anyway, Heatran Wars, this is super fun, and Steve's does not taunt and gets taunted in return. However, the higher Steve's Heatran goes, then the likelier, then he has another stop to the last ditch Raikou. So Heatran is, I mean, SoulWind's Heatran being at full health doesn't really matter, because Steve just destroys it with Blizzcore. And they're gonna flash fire each other a couple times, but the difference is SoulWind can't switch into the Lava Plume really safely, while Steve can. I mean, he doesn't even mind a sack to get Blizzcore for free, since its special bulk lets it take a hit from Raikou, unless it's Specs. So... Well, taunt ends, and Steve reveals taunt of his own, and he's going fast. He's going first way too many times for this to be a speed tie. So, SoulWind's taunted now, and he's in an even worse position. So, excuse me, got a text. Okay, so, Heatran on Heatran action, getting real fun. And SoulWind gets Slowbro in on the taunt, which is better than switching into a flash-fired Lava Plume or Toxic, but it does get poisoned. He does have Toxic. And Tran running less Spadef and ORAS and more speed means that it's the skull does more damage than you would normally expect. It usually does something in the 30s, but it's still not going to be enough, even if he crits the skull on the Fable there, because it's an easy soft boil, and SoulWind can't really respond to it, because, you know, go to Heatran, get spiked, and switch to Gliscor, can't do anything about it. Like, Calm Mind Raikou is like his desperation move, but I don't think it's realistically going to get pulled off. He goes for T-Wave because, you know, throw in the full para odds. It's what you can do. It's the best you can do. Since T-Wave is kind of absurd at times. And I was thinking he might want to switch to Raikou on that turn because he gets leftovers. And he would have, assuming he is leftovers, and if he is Calm Mind leftovers, then you get him on that turn and, you know, stay a bit out of T-Tar range, or try to get out of T-Tar range and start Calm Minding up, but maybe he doesn't have it, because I think if he did, then he definitely would have gone for it. Here comes Tran, ready to get walled by Gliscor on full para. That's useful. So, is someone gonna take? I think someone's gonna try and take advantage of the Gliscor switch here. Slowbro, going to Slowbro does absolutely nothing. He'll just go back to the Fable, so I think he's got to go to Raikou. And Gliscor will, you know, Gliscor can even take a hit from Raikou, although he doesn't really have to, because he's got the Clef and he's got the Tar. There's Raikou. Here's Gliscor. No leftovers on Raikou. If it's Calm Mind, then I guess it might just be a Assault-Vest or even Specs. Either way, I don't think SoulWind's winning this now. Not that he was in a great position for quite a bit, but yeah, that's a nail in the coffin. I mean, he's so forced into using HPIs here. Steve can even go to T-Tar, and even if he gets T-Bolted, not that it would kill unless Specs, then, you know, big deal. So, I think Steve's going to take this one, and Germany's going to get a 1-0 lead, so thank you guys for watching. Good game to both you guys, and I will see you in Cosine 180 versus Raikou, the next ORAS battle. And finishing it off is going to be M-Dragon vs. Conflict in GSC. Oh my goodness! Later.